The rule of thirds is a technique for visual composition, originally proposed in 1797 for defining the proportions of landscape paintings. This rule of thirds was then adopted by early photographers as a way to create well-balanced landscape photographs. The rule has continued to be adopted by all forms of both traditional media, film, and digital. The rule divides the scene into three sections, both horizontally and vertically. At the division marks, there are two vertical lines and two horizontal lines. These lines are designed to establish a proportion and divide the image into three even sections no matter what the aspect ratio of the image. One very important aspect of the rule of thirds is the placement of important objects in your image. According to the rule of thirds, you want to place your important elements at the intersection of each of the lines. This gives you 4 locations to choose from based on your camera point of view and zoom settings. Keep in mind that cultural differences do have somewhat of an impact on this rule. Because Western culture generally reads from left to right, putting an important object at the upper left corner could make it stand out more than putting it at the lower right corner because of how a person scans the image. That's not to say that it will make that big of a difference depending on the makeup of your scene. For example, if you have a bench on some grass with blue sky behind it, you can put that bench at the intersection of the lower right and still balance your image and have a very pleasing composition. Take some time and pay more attention to what you watch on television and movies and see how they're using the rule of thirds to establish lead characters in a scene and how they introduce new characters. It can also be used for establishing dominance and importance, so keep an eye out for the rule of thirds and have a little fun to try and figure out how the designer was intending to use the rule of thirds.